Hey guys, welcome to the 22nd Autodesk Inventor tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking at work planes. And a work plane will basically allow you to create a plane somewhere in space, and then with that plane created you can just go ahead and create a sketch on it and draw something. So we would use a work plane if we wanted to have something like floating above this cylinder right here. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and go up to plane, click the little drop down, and go down to where it says offset from plane and click that. And offset from plane basically just means that it will create a plane parallel to an existing plane. So if we want to have something floating above this cylinder right here, we're just going to go ahead and select this plane since we want to have a plane that is parallel to this one. So we're just going to go ahead and select it, and as soon as we do so, we see a text box pops up, and we basically get to type in there how far offset our new plane will be from this plane. So if we want it to be above it, we're going to put a positive number, and if we want it to be below it, we're going to put a negative number. And I'm going to have it be 1 inch above this plane right here, so above the surface of our cylinder. I'm just going to go ahead and type in 1 there, and as soon as we do so, we see that plane just goes ahead and jumps 1 inch above the surface of our cylinder. And of course, if you wanted to make it below the surface, you just put in a negative number, so -1, and now we see that plane drops below the surface of our cylinder right here. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and make it positive, and once you're satisfied with the location of the plane, just go ahead and click the green check mark, or if you want to cancel, just go ahead and click this red X right there. But of course, I want to create this plane, so I'm just going to go ahead and click this green check mark. Alright, so now that we have our plane created, to create a sketch on top of this plane, you're just going to want to go to one of the corners and right click on the plane and select new sketch. So now it basically just created a sketch on the surface of this plane, not on the surface of our cylinder right there. So as you can see, the sketch is on top of this plane and not on top of our cylinder right there. Alright, so let me just rotate this so that we can actually see it. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw a rectangle and then extrude that right above our cylinder right there. Alright, just go to Finish Sketch, go over to Extrude, and just extrude that rectangle about 1 inch. Click OK, and now if I just rotate it around, we see that that cube is floating above our cylinder. And if you ever want to hide that work plane that you created so you cannot see it anymore, just go ahead over here, right click on it and click visibility. It should be checked, meaning that it is visible, but if it's not checked, that means it's invisible. So we want it to be invisible, so I'm just going to go ahead and click it right there. Now we can't see it anymore. If you ever want to see it again, you can just go ahead and right click on it and click visibility once again. But I'm just going to go ahead and hide it for right now. And one last thing that I want to show you is actually drawing inside something else. So let's say we were to create another plane that is right in the middle of this cylinder right here. So we just go up to plane, go to offset from plane, select this plane since we want it to be parallel to this plane, and then we're going to type in a negative number. So I'm going to make it -0.5. So now it's in the approximate middle of our cylinder right there. Now I just click OK, and now if I go and create a sketch on this plane and rotate it around, we see that all this stuff gets in the way. And if we don't want to see this, what we can do is just right click and go down to Slice Graphics. And basically what Slice Graphics will do is it will get rid of everything in between us and our plane. So now if we just rotate it, we see that all that stuff is gone, and now all we can see is the surface of where our plane is. So let's say if we just wanted to draw something, I don't know, like a rectangle again, I guess. Let's draw a rectangle. Click Finish Sketch, and as soon as I click Finish Sketch, that stuff just shows up right again. So yeah, now we can see the rest of the cylinder and our cube. And now if we just went up to Extrude again, we see that just selected that rectangle, and I'll just click OK. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial on using the work plane. In the next tutorial, we're going to get into more of these other planes right here. Alright, so see you guys.